Hi, I'm PAK, Planet and People's Young Explorer. Recently, I've been thinking a lot about climate change and the carbon cycle. Do you know what carbon is? Do you understand what its importance for planet and people is? This is something which is key for all life on Earth, so I thought it might help to get to grips with it. Here goes. You might have heard people talking about climate change. This is something we need to work positively to make better, and we can do this if we all work together and make small changes to live more lightly and love the Earth. Climate change means that the average temperature on our planet is getting higher. It doesn't always mean that it will get hotter everywhere, but our weather systems will be affected so that the conditions will be more extreme. This means that glaciers will melt more, and this will affect the flow in our seas, including the jet stream, and we will experience more droughts, storms, wildfires, flooding, and other extreme weather events. The world is changing too quickly, so we need to turn back to a time when we all lived more simply. The great thing is, the solution is right under our feet. That's right. A lot of the answers are in the soil. Now, soil might not be something that you think about very much, but it is very important indeed. In fact, it contains a lot of the ingredients that we need for life. So, what is carbon? Carbon is everywhere. We are made of it. It is us. Carbon is an essential element for life on Earth. Every living organism has carbon compounds inside each of its cells, such as fats and proteins. The carbon cycle shows how atoms of carbon can exist within different compounds at different times and be recycled between living organisms and the environment. So, this is a cycle. Carbon enters the atmosphere around our Earth as carbon dioxide, which is absorbed by producers like plants and trees to make glucose in photosynthesis. Animals then feed on the plant, passing the carbon compounds along the food chain. These animals and plants eventually die and rot down into the soil. Decomposers break down the dead organisms and return the carbon in their bodies to the atmosphere as carbon dioxide by respiration. So, this all seems great, right? Carbon cycles around, releasing energy, and plants convert that carbon into the air we breathe. A continuous life-giving cycle. So, what's the problem? Well, I'm afraid to say that it is us. We got greedy. The carbon cycle is a fine balance that can easily be upset by too much burning and too much extraction. We have taken carbon out of the soil and not replaced it. The good news is we are a super intelligent species, and if we act quickly, we can make things better. We can do all sorts to slow down the effects of climate change by planting trees, reducing, reusing and recycling, and having a lighter carbon footprint. This is a funny term, but it means to live more lightly, to take a little less, use fewer fossil fuels, that's less flying and driving, buy second-hand instead of new, make do and mend, and make sensible choices. Let's get up a little earlier and walk to school. It'll help us get fit. Let's buy from the local veggie shop where the fruit is super tasty and organic and loose rather than buying from big monster supermarkets with food covered in plastic. And we can do a little more. Plant trees, switch off our electronics, grow our own food, appreciate and look after the natural environment, and support charities and organisations that help us to do all these things too. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. There's loads we can do, and Planet and People will help you. A simple life with a simple message. Love the Earth for Planet and People. See you next time.